You ever get the feeling that the world is just moving way too fast? And, this applies to any circumstance that anyone may be going through. But it is on my mind, and I felt like I just had to share it. But I think one thing that could help mitigate our circumstances, because sometimes we don't have a choice. Sometimes we're dealt circumstances that are unfavorable to what we would actually want in life. You know, what if you're in a war zone right now and all you're looking forward to is your next meal? What if you've recently been diagnosed with cancer and you're given a limited time? You only got 6 months left. Your best friend dies. And like all these very challenging obstacles we got to navigate. And often when we're faced with these, especially when there's a crowd of voices crying for our attention, crying for our energy, and trying to grab at it, we forget to slow down. Because your experience, whether you view it as positive or negative, is tailored specifically to you by the universe. And although others' advice and what they have to say about the matter can be useful information, doesn't mean it's what you necessarily need to do or act upon to navigate those circumstances. We have to find a method that works for us, that helps ground us so we can get in touch with our intuition and reconnect with the universe in order to realign ourselves with the universe. It's kind of like you have a car, right? And you're driving down the highway and it's got 4 tires. Let's just keep it simple. Well, after so many miles, those tires are going to get out of alignment and your steering may be a little wonky. That's kind of how life is. There's going to be moments in life where you just fall out of alignment with the universe. And these are times of growth. And in these times, it's very important that we slow down and we start analyze what we're doing in our personal lives and what we're doing with our time. And who we're giving our time and attention to, or what we're giving our time and attention to. It's going to make a world of difference in navigating those circumstances. And, there's endless paths you can take with endless outcomes. There's no right or wrong path, no matter what you choose to do. So if somebody has cancer and say they have 6 months left to live, they could spend that time indulging in their senses if they wanted. Very hedonistic lifestyle. Indulging in pleasure, not caring for tomorrow. And that's not a wrong choice, nor is it a right choice. It's just their personal choice. They could also spend that time trying to relieve the suffering of the human race. Maybe that's through painting, maybe that's through making music, maybe that's through writing a memoir about their life and their life circumstances and where it led them to, and encouraging others to do the same. Whatever it is, it's very important that we listen to the universe and what it has to say and let our intuition guide us. I find this a lot with my friends, especially like even some of my coworkers, and it's probably not the wisest thing to do, but I'm pretty open about my personal life. But you got to be careful about that, because there's some people, whether they intend to do it or whether they don't mean to, they can manipulate your circumstances, your decision on how to navigate those circumstances. And I'm not saying disregard their advice. All I'm saying is take their advice with a grain of salt and listen internally for what you truly want and what you should do for your circumstance, because this is your life at the end of the day, and only you're gonna have the answers you need. And by you, I don't mean your ego. I mean you're the highest version of yourself, the best version of yourself, the one that's not only going to benefit you but benefit the rest of humanity. And this is why I'm very cautious about making YouTube videos. I haven't been posting on a regular basis because I want to make sure I'm in alignment and let the universe talk through me. This mind, this body, my persona, this is all just mechanically driven. But if I'm in alignment with the universe, I can allow my words serve a purpose. I want to encourage others to follow their desires. Yes, follow your desires, especially the ones you can't ignore. You have to, I like to call it the heart's desire. So there's the mind's desire and the heart's desire from my perspective. And a heart's desire would be an example of something you can't ignore. You may be able to delay it for a certain period of time, but eventually it's just going to eat you to the point where you have to get it out. You have to go live it. Those are desires we cannot ignore. But there's certain desires that are driven by the mind. Some of them involve diet. So me, for example, one of my mind's desires is like, I don't know, I love pizza. So therefore, I crave to go get a pizza. But here's the thing. If I've been eating very healthy, very clean, still stuff I enjoy to eat, but that's actually good for me, and I don't eat pizza for a little bit, and then I go order a pizza and I try to eat it, like say a Domino's pizza, I'm gonna feel sick. Or I may feel sick. Some pizzas I can have, but a lot of them are just really bad for my body, and my body hates me afterwards. My tongue enjoys it, but my body's just like, what did you put in me? And I can notice the subtle differences of when I was eating a lot of pizza versus eating very little or none at all. And the same goes for coffee. I used to love drinking coffee, and I still do. I enjoy coffee from every now and then, but I can't. I'm too caffeine sensitive. The consequences are it messes with my gut line real bad, and it also makes me real jittery, and I don't like to feel like that. I work 3 days a week, and work is kind of a rush sometimes. But when I get off work, my life is chill. And that's how I like it. I like a chill life. I like less responsibility. So, therefore, my diet needed to be fixed. So, therefore, I fixed it. And the second thing I'm working on, or another thing I'm working on, is my addiction to buying action figures. That's an addiction that's been conditioned in me ever since I was a little boy. I don't know if you can hear me because the wind is really strong. But, yeah, buying the figure thing, that, I realize every now and then may not bring that much harm, especially if I stop buying from toy companies and I don't know, I go on Etsy and I find something that's handmade. Look, I'll show you a little something. I like Pokemon, and I found this on Etsy. It's a shiny Ho-Oh, and someone made this, and I think I paid like 10 or 12 bucks for it. But you know, the point is, I'm putting money out of my own pocket towards, you know, something that's not really necessary. It's like art. I like to enjoy it, but it's doing it this way versus adding more plastic to the conveyor belt is a healthier way for me, because I'm buying a toy that was either made or pre-owned, so I'm not adding to making new toys, and I'm also helping whoever made it or is selling it out as well. So it's like a community thing. It's a hobby for me, so it helps people in the other hobby. But you know, I'm at a point in my life where I realize that all these plastic, like, yeah, they're nice, but they don't like fully fulfill what's inside, and I needed to slow down. And the only reason I'd end up buying them is because my mind just, I'd watch a movie or play a video game I really enjoyed, and there'd be a character I just get attached to, and then I want to become that character, and I want like a figurine of that character. Because like when I was a kid and I would see an anime or a movie, I would that's why I'd want my figures. That's why I get so attached to looking forward to getting my allowance, and that was my reward, you know, at the end of the week. But the way the world is now, and especially since I'm grown up, I'm 32 years old, I'm realizing that it's short-term fulfillment, and it's not like the long-term. Will I ever stop buying figures? Probably not. There's a part of me that says, man, I'm done with this, I'm gonna quit it. And you know, that may not be the answer. It's okay to have a hobby like that. I'm not passionate at all. I enjoy my figures, you know. I have too many, and a lot of them need to go, but I still enjoy them. But you know, if I'm able to recognize this right now in this point in time, that this is not doing good to the highest, you know, it's not going to allow me to portray the best version of myself in this life. So I need to slow down. And that's something I realize. And start taking things like this YouTube thing a lot more seriously. And actually putting my consciousness out there to help people that may be in a similar situation. You know, all of this is a relative experience. All of this. It's great, but it's not who we really are. And you may be wondering, what are we really? And I'm still working on that. I did a meditation today, and that's how I started my day. I may have scrolled on my phone for 5 minutes, but then after that, I just sat upright in my dark room, and I just sat there for like 30 minutes trying to meditate. Or maybe it was around 30 minutes. I didn't really time it. But I realize it's something I need to do every day now, because it's a good way of grounding me. And then immediately after that, grabbing a banana, getting some water, getting a kiwi, and coming to the lake and going for a walk. This is a must. This is also the place where I'm going to shoot my YouTube videos, like I'm doing now. I mean, it's a beautiful lake, and it's not too far away from my house either. If you're bicycling, it may be a little lengthy. I think it's like 6 miles, but going by car, it's like 7 minutes. And I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky that I get this experience, that I get to do this. There's not a lot of people that end up being able to do this. But I've also molded my life in a way to where I have a lot of free time. I love less responsibility. The less responsibility I have, the more at peace my life is. And I love it that way. And at this point in time, there's not anything I would do to change it. So, but in order for me to keep this peace, I still notice there's things in my life that I need to work on, and there always will be. There's never going to be a point in my life where I'm not going to need to learn something or, do anything. Everything is work, even if you're a monk. Well, I'd say there's work and play. It's a balance, and you got to play between the two, or you got to act between the two. You got to have work and you got to have play. When I was working a 9 to 5, and I still am, I worked 5 years, 40 hours a week, and I did that while I went through school and all that stuff. And then this year, I just reached a point where I was like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. I still go to work, but I only work 3 days a week. And it's got to stay like that for my mental health. I was making a little bit more money with the 40 hours a week, and there's benefits and all that stuff, but it just wasn't worth it for me. It just wasn't. My having 4 days off every week, like, that's awesome. And I talk to people, and there's a lot of people that aren't that lucky, but also my desires aren't really that expensive. If there's anything I truly desire, it's basically just a place to call home. I've already accomplished that. Now I just got to keep the bills paid. All right, well, I got to have an income, right? And the job I have right now, I'm really fortunate to have, because it covers all of that. And it's got a little drama, it's got a little negative downsides, but I only have to put up with that 24 hours of the week. So I suck it up and I put up with it. Because that's the bargain, that's the deal, that's the 50-50 shot I had to make. Because there has to be work and there has to be play. You can't enjoy the play times if you have no work put in first. But there was also something in my life I was missing, is purpose, fulfillment. I think it's a part of the human condition. I'm a consciousness, I am a soul that is living out a human experience tailored for me. And I'm going to make mistakes on the way, and I'm going to learn. In fact, I think it's necessary that we trip and fumble along the way. I think it's necessary that we go through this process. I also think it's necessary for myself to definitely be making these YouTube videos, not just for you guys, but for me as well. So I have something to look back on, and I can keep track of, okay, this is where I was at this point in time. This is like a diary for me. And eventually I'm going to incorporate writing with the YouTube videos, like journaling. And I think journaling is really important. But because I haven't been doing it every day, I've yet to share with you how that works. So I'm making you guys a promise right now that I'm going to put a video out every single day, and I'm going to journal every single day. And I have like a little calisthenics routine that I do at home. It's not too extensive. I'm going to take these daily walks every day. And every day I'm going to do my calisthenics. Every day I'm going to journal. And I'll report back to you guys 30 days from now. I'm not sure what day it is. I think it's October 12th. So if it is October 12th, well, November 12th, I owe you guys an update. And by then, I should have 30 more videos. So, but anyway, that's my message. Slow down. Slow your life down. Go for a walk in nature and really get in touch with your intuition. Whatever that works for you. Or maybe it's locking yourself in a dark room with no noise, no nothing but your own thoughts. Whatever works for you. I'm not at that point yet. I'm going to do it every day for at least 30 minutes. But if I don't, it's going to take time for me to like enjoy that experience. I don't really enjoy that. Usually I enjoy walks outside. This is what does it for me. I need some sort of like active being. Anyway, I hope you guys have a blessed day. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe for more content. Comment below. Share your thoughts, please. I'll engage. I'll talk with you guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Bye.